It's 3 o'clock in the morning and your eyes snap wide open. You are not feeling anxious. You do not have to use the bathroom, but you are completely frustratingly awake. What if I told you that this nightly wake-up call is not just insomnia, but is actually a sign of a blood sugar crash that is happening while you sleep? And what if a simple warm spice that you already have in your kitchen could be the key to sleeping peacefully through the night? Today we are talking about cinnamon. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple, science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to help us understand this deep metabolic reason for poor sleep, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life studying the body's delicate internal balance. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben.
Doctor, before we get into the solutions with cinnamon, I want to spend a moment explaining this concept to our viewers because it is so important and so often overlooked. Let's talk about the nighttime blood sugar crash.
Yes, it is a very common and very silent cause of broken sleep.
It is. For many of us, especially after the age of 60, our metabolism changes and our body becomes less efficient at keeping our blood sugar levels perfectly stable over the long 8-hour fast of sleep. If your blood sugar drops too low in the middle of the night, your body perceives this as an emergency, a state of starvation. To save you, your adrenal glands release a flood of stress hormones, primarily cortisol and adrenaline. The job of these hormones is to quickly tell your liver to release stored sugar to bring your blood sugar back up to a safe level. But they are also your fight-or-flight hormones. They are a jolt of pure stimulating energy, and that is the hormonal surge that is snapping your eyes open at 3 a.m.
It is an internal alarm bell, and this is why, for this very specific problem, the most powerful and gentle solution is the wonderful spice we are discussing today. I call it the great nightly blood sugar stabilizer, cinnamon.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about. Dr. Hinohara is going to walk us through his 4-level cinnamon protocol for sleep. All of these simple traditional methods are focused on this one key principle, stabilizing your blood sugar to help you achieve deep, uninterrupted, all-night rest. It is a true blessing to have this scientific understanding of how our bodies work so we can use the simple gifts from nature to support them. If you are tired of that 3 a.m. wake-up call and are ready for a real solution, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and this information is so important. Okay, doctor, let's get right into your 4-level cinnamon protocol for sleep. We will start with the gentlest and easiest ways to incorporate this amazing spice into our evening routine. What are the first 2 levels, the ones that use cinnamon as a food or a simple tea?
Yes, we will begin with the simplest method of all, which is our 4th ranked level in terms of potency. It is simply the daily habit of adding a little bit of cinnamon to your evening food. This is a wonderful place for anyone to start. I had a patient, a pre-diabetic man in his late 60s. His main and most frustrating complaint was that 3 a.m. wake-up call that you just described so perfectly. He told me he would wake up with his heart racing, feeling a strange sense of panic, and he could never get back to sleep. He did not know that it was likely a blood sugar crash. He just thought he had terrible insomnia. I taught him to add 1 simple half teaspoon of a good quality cinnamon powder to a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt that he would have as a light snack in the evening. After a few weeks of doing this consistently, he came back and told me that he was finally sleeping through that 3 a.m. window. The cinnamon was helping to stabilize his blood sugar levels throughout the night. so his body never had to sound that jarring cortisol and adrenaline alarm.
That is a fantastic story, and it perfectly illustrates the science. The active compounds in cinnamon, like cinnamaldehyde, are very powerful at improving your body's insulin sensitivity. This is a scientific way of saying that it helps your cells become much better at absorbing and storing the glucose from your bloodstream after a meal. When you have a little bit of cinnamon with your evening meal or your snack, it helps your body to manage the carbohydrates you have eaten much more effectively. It helps to prevent the big spike in blood sugar, which in turn prevents the big dramatic crash later on in the middle of the night. You are creating a stable, gentle slope of blood sugar throughout the night instead of a dangerous and sleep-disrupting roller coaster. Now, doctor, we must discuss what is probably the most important piece of safety information in this entire video. The source text for our video today makes a critical distinction between the two main types of cinnamon. Can you please explain the difference between Ceylon cinnamon and Cassia cinnamon for our viewers?
Yes, this is so very important for anyone who wants to use cinnamon as a daily health habit. Most of the common and inexpensive cinnamon that you find in the spice aisle of a typical American supermarket is Cassia cinnamon. It is perfectly fine to use in small amounts for occasional baking. However, Cassia cinnamon contains a relatively high level of a natural compound called coumarin. If you eat this compound in large amounts every single day, it can be stressful for your liver over the long term. For a daily health ritual like the one we are describing today, you must choose Ceylon cinnamon. It is often called true cinnamon. It has a much milder, sweeter, and more complex flavor. And most importantly, for our purposes, it contains almost no coumarin, which makes it very safe for daily long-term use.
So always choose Ceylon cinnamon for daily use. That is a critical takeaway. Doctor, what is level 3 of the protocol?
Level 3 is to take that cinnamon and make a simple warming cinnamon tea. This can be a slightly more potent method. You can use 1 or 2 cinnamon sticks or 1 teaspoon of the ground Ceylon cinnamon powder. You simply simmer it gently in hot water for about 5 to 10 minutes. And as the source text for our video suggests, adding a few slices of fresh ginger to the tea is a wonderful addition that I also recommend.
And that's a brilliant synergy. The cinnamon is working on stabilizing your blood sugar, and the ginger is a powerful anti-inflammatory and a wonderful digestive aid. So the combination is both stabilizing and very soothing for the entire system. It is a perfect gentle nightcap to drink about an hour before bed, and it's another blessing of nature that these healing spices work so beautifully and harmoniously together. So we have 2 wonderful ways to consume cinnamon in our food or tea to help stabilize our blood sugar throughout the night. Doctor, the next method in your protocol is very different. It is a way to get the benefits of cinnamon without eating or drinking anything at all. What is level 2?
Yes, our second-ranked method works not on the stomach, but directly on the brain through our very powerful sense of smell. It is the simple act of diffusing cinnamon essential oil in your bedroom before you go to sleep. This method is especially for the person whose sleep is disturbed by feelings of stress, worry, and constant overthinking. The warm, comforting aroma of cinnamon sends a direct signal of safety and peace to the mind.
And this is a perfect example of the real, verifiable science of aromatherapy. When we inhale a scent, the aromatic molecules travel up through our nose, and they directly interact with a very ancient and very powerful part of our brain called the limbic system. This is the emotional center of our brain, and it is also closely connected to our memory and our stress response. The scent of the cinnamaldehyde in cinnamon has been shown in studies to have a very calming and stress-reducing effect on this part of the brain. It can help to lower the levels of the stress hormone cortisol and can help to shift your entire nervous system from a state of fight or flight into a state of rest and digest. It is a very direct and very powerful way to calm an anxious mind before sleep.
To do this, you simply add 3 to 5 drops of a high-quality, pure cinnamon essential oil into an essential oil diffuser or a lamp. You should turn it on in your bedroom about 20 to 30 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. It is very important that you do not diffuse it all night long, as the scent can become overwhelming and the air can become too dry. Just a short period before bed is all you need to create a very peaceful and calming environment for rest.
So the essential oil is a powerful tool for calming the mind. Doctor, we have now arrived at your #1 most powerful and most complete method. What is level 1 of the protocol?
Our #1 and my personal favorite method is to drink a warm and comforting cup of cinnamon milk before bed. This is the most synergistic and nourishing of all the methods. It is the perfect solution for the person who not only wakes up at 3 a.m., but who also struggles with strong sugar cravings in the evening. I had a patient, a wonderful woman, who told me that every single night around 9 p.m., she would have an irresistible craving for something sweet, like ice cream or a few cookies. This would cause a very large blood sugar spike, which would then be followed by a deep crash in the middle of the night that would jolt her awake. We replaced her nightly bowl of ice cream with a small warm cup of cinnamon milk, which was lightly sweetened with just 1 teaspoon of raw honey. She told me it was a complete game changer for her. The drink was warm, comforting, and it completely satisfied her sweet craving in a very healthy way. And it completely solved her problem of waking up in the middle of the night. It was the perfect healing replacement for her unhealthy habit.
That is a brilliant story, and the synergy in this one drink is just perfect from a scientific perspective. You have 3 different things all working together as a perfect team. First, as we have discussed in a previous video, the warm milk is a natural source of the amino acid tryptophan, which is the essential building block your brain needs to make serotonin and melatonin. Second, the small amount of natural glucose from the raw honey gives your liver just enough fuel to keep your blood sugar stable through the first part of the night, which helps to prevent that initial crash. And third, the cinnamon itself is improving your body's insulin sensitivity, so it uses that small amount of sugar and the natural carbohydrates from the milk much more efficiently. It is the perfect natural sleep cocktail. It's a beautiful example of how these blessed, simple ingredients can be combined with wisdom to create a remedy that is so much more powerful than the sum of its parts.
And the recipe is very simple. You take about 150 milliliters, which is a little more than half a cup of warm milk. Unsweetened almond milk is a wonderful, gentle choice. You then stir in half a teaspoon of that good Ceylon cinnamon powder, and if you like, 1 teaspoon of raw honey. You sip it slowly about 30 to 60 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. It is a truly wonderful and nourishing way to end your day.
This is so unique and helpful. Thank you, Doctor. We love sharing this kind of lost wisdom with our community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. Doctor, this has been an incredible deep dive into 4 very different and fascinating ways to use cinnamon to promote better sleep, all centered around this new understanding of stabilizing our blood sugar. To bring all of this wisdom together and to ensure that our viewers are using these methods in the most effective and the safest way possible, let's create a master protocol and review the most important safety warnings.
A very important final step.
You've given us these wonderful drinks and these beautiful aromatic methods. How do they fit into the perfect sleep supportive evening?
That is an excellent question. The cinnamon remedy, as powerful as it is, does not work in isolation. It works best when it is part of a calm and a sensible evening routine. The ideal evening that is designed to prevent that 3 a.m. wake-up call begins with a light but protein-rich dinner, which should be eaten at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to sleep. This is a very important foundation. A meal that contains good protein and some healthy fat provides a stable, long-lasting source of energy for your body to draw from during the first half of the night. This in itself helps to prevent a very deep blood sugar crash. Then about 1 hour before your planned bedtime, you perform your chosen cinnamon method. Whether it is the cinnamon tea, the warm cinnamon milk, or turning on your essential oil diffuser, this is your clear signal to your body that the day is over and that it is now time to begin the process of winding down. This combination of a stable dinner followed by the gentle blood sugar support and cinnamon remedy creates a full system of support to help keep your blood sugar stable all night long. This is the master protocol.
So the cinnamon is a powerful supportive tool, not a replacement for a healthy evening meal. That is a key point. Now let's be very clear for everyone at home and summarize the most important safety warnings that we have touched on. These are powerful natural remedies, and they must always be used with respect and with wisdom. First and foremost, doctor. The type of cinnamon a person buys from the store matters a great deal, doesn't it?
Yes. As we discuss for a daily health habit, you must always choose Ceylon cinnamon. This is to avoid the high levels of the compound coumarin that are found in the more common Cassia cinnamon, as this can be harmful to the liver if it is consumed in large amounts over a long period of time.
And what about for women who are pregnant?
Pregnant women should be very cautious and should always speak with their doctor before they start using cinnamon in these kinds of therapeutic amounts.
And finally, the most important warning that applies to so many of our powerful herbs and spices for the many seniors who are on common medications.
It is for people who are taking blood-thinning medications. Cinnamon, like many natural spices, can have a very mild blood-thinning effect. It is very important to speak with your doctor before you start using it every day to ensure there are no interactions with your medication.
That is such a complete and very responsible list of cautions. It is a powerful reminder to be good stewards of our health, using these blessed gifts from nature with the wisdom and the guidance that is provided to us by our trusted medical teams. Doctor, this has been an incredible and very eye-opening guide. You've taught us that for so many seniors, that frustrating 3 a.m. wake-up call is not just insomnia, but is often a sign of a blood sugar problem. And you've shown us that the simple, humble cinnamon is a powerful natural solution to help us achieve deep sleep. You've given us a full 4-level cinnamon protocol, from simply adding it to our food to making a soothing tea or a comforting cinnamon milk. This is such a unique and gentle approach to a very common problem in senior health. By helping to stabilize our blood sugar throughout the night, we can avoid that cortisol and adrenaline surge that so often robs us of our deep sleep. This is a cornerstone of good senior health that is so often overlooked, managing our metabolism in order to improve our rest. It is a practical daily way to fight back against those frustrating nighttime awakenings and finally reclaim the wonderful gift of deep sleep.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Please listen to your body's wake-up calls. They are not a nuisance. They are a message If your body is sending you the same message every single night at 3 a.m., it is asking for your help. Answer that message with this gentle, wise nourishment, and your body will find its peaceful rest again.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. Answer the message with nourishment. It's a wonderful reminder that the humble spices in our pantry are blessed gifts designed with a profound healing wisdom to support our health. And of course, the wisest way to use any new remedy is to work in partnership with your doctor. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes. You should always consult with your physician before starting any new health practice, especially if you have existing health conditions or are taking medications. If you found this guide helpful and are excited to try one of these comforting methods, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who might be struggling with sleepless nights. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next deep dive into your health and well-being. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, which of these 4 cinnamon methods are you most interested in trying? Please share your choice in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. We wish you a night of deep and peaceful rest.